No, I just said okay.
Okay. But yeah, no. My primary thing I was bringing up is that I don't feel like any is as annoying to me as like it gets described for like in the description for ignoring any in socionics, like for an NI-DOM. Right,
Okay.
and she would have it as demonstrative, and apparently she gets annoyed by it too.
Yeah. She, yeah, that's just like me throwing out random shit like TE. I don't even remember the context. She didn't like the term TE associated with her. It was
Uh-huh.
inconsistent NE and it bothered the crap out of her.
Yeah, so when I'm asking this stuff, it's primarily because it's like I'll have questions, and I'm like, what if I'm not the type that I am? And then if I don't have like an immediate response in my head that's like, oh, well, I'm this type for this reason, then I'm like, oh, well, then why don't I just make sure that I'm this type by asking questions and trying to make sure that I'm the type. So that's why I'm doing this right now.
Okay.
She thinks that I'm SEI, but I don't know how I could be SEI. I seem to care about intuition a wee bit too much.
You have intuition stopping you from talking sometimes.
Wait, what?
Exactly. It's just you just sit there trying to figure out what to say. What is
What
that?
is? Well, what's intuition to you, Liz? I want to hear. I want to hear a fucking ENFJ actually use intuition. That's what I want. Because out of the ones well, actually, no, I can't say because fucking that one dude, Michael, I think.
Okay, Ken, why am I not INTJ?
Are you not INTJ?
I don't know.
Ah, you want to know what the statement meant? What is intuition to you? Okay, I'm kind of confused now. Liz, are you still wanting me to answer the first question about intuition? Oh, right. Yeah, that I seem to care. Well, I guess in the realm of ideas, sort of. Well, fuck. trying to brainstorm. That sucks. I'm concerned with whether or not I'm no talking to Tay. This might be more F stuff. T maybe? I don't know. No, basically I'm concerned with like god damn, I'm really struggling making this like specifics. Don't make it specific. Just let it out. Oh well shit, if I'm just letting it out, it doesn't need to make sense, right? Because if I'm just letting it out, it probably isn't. Oh Jesus, free flow. Okay, you'll make sense of it. Great, awesome. So I have thoughts sometimes, and it's like it's like I'll just be talking to coworkers or I'll be talking to different people, and it's just I'll just get things that pop up into my mind, just like associations. Like somebody will just be talking, and maybe it was something that they said earlier, or maybe it's something they said at another point or whatever, but it's something that I associate with them, or something about the situation, maybe something that they're saying, and I'll just like quickly butt in and sort of add something. Like the other night, fucking Zach was talking. I know that Zach's pretty much gay. We had talked about this before, but he's in there talking about being in a field, talking about like eating mushrooms, and he's like, so there I was sitting on, and he froze, and just in my brain, like all of a sudden it popped in that, oh, this is a perfect time to say that he was sitting on a dick. So then I just jumped in and was like, what, were you sitting on a dick? And then he was like, ah, and started laughing. But it's like, just sort of in the moment, sometimes my brain's like, this, just say this. And typically if I don't say something, it's because the other aspects of my brain were like, no, that's not good to say. But a lot of times there's something. I didn't say it was specifically related to NI. I think it was more generally intuition. I mean, I guess free association might just be SI stuff, possibly, but it seems like it's in the realm of ideas, and I don't think SI is necessarily an idea thing. I don't think it's forced. But it wasn't like, I feel like if it was forced, I don't think there is a way that I could force it, because either it would happen or it wouldn't. Like if you noticed when you were trying to ask me questions, I sort of froze up until you said to free flow it. Right. I mean, I'm genuinely interested in figuring out whether or not I'm one type or another, because I don't like the idea of me coming on here and being like, oh, I'm, a fucking paragon of this type, and then talking about it for fucking ever and then being wrong. Like, I don't like the idea of that. So it's possible. I mean, honestly, I even for as much as I've been talking about and reading about stuff and studying it, it's like I still need to understand like the perception axes better.
What? Do you think you're a sensor?
I don't necessarily think that I'm a sensor. Liz thinks I could be SEI, which is the dual of ENTP.
ISFJ?
Well, that's the MBTI term, but
Yeah, whatever, same shit.
okay.
You're not.
If you don't think that I am, that's cool. However, I sort of get like I'm not like pushing it. Like I'm not saying that I'm like fed up in the sense that it's like I'm saying I got a problem with you or anything like that, because obviously I'm asking for your opinion. So it's like I'm not trying to force you to give me a whole lot of information or stuff like that. But typically I like for people to expound a bit more. That's why I don't ask.
You started criticizing me before giving me the chance even.
What do you mean?
I just said, no, you're not the censor, and then you go on.
Oh, yeah, no, because I was making an association in my head with like stuff other people have said before, where they'll just sort of quickly be like, "No, you're not that type. You're definitely INFJ." But then that's like, sort of all that they said. Which that's just where my brain associated to. I'm sorry if it seemed like I was jumping at you.
Oh, but like sensing, processing of information is completely different than intuitive. And you play around with all kinds of shit. It's what you do for fun. If you was a sensor, you wouldn't do that. Right?
I mean, it makes sense to me as you're saying it. However, I'm just being hesitant because in this instance, I'm calling my ability to make sense of things into question, which is why I'm being more hesitant.
The whole thing you're doing now is intuitive approach. God. Sensors do not fill out the blanks or try to fill out the blanks, other than by reading more in an additive fashion to learn more about it. TI doesn't fill out blanks on its own.
Excuse me. Do it, shit.
No, but do you understand what I mean, Ken?
I think so. Like looking for meaning beyond what makes formulaic sense.
Yeah, beyond what you already know.
See, I'm kind of struggling to understand like what SI paired with TI would necessarily look like. I'm not sure like how like an using the term ISFJ when I'm talking about socionics. So like an SEI, like I'm not sure exactly what they'd be trying to pinpoint.
I haven't come that far that I have control of all the pairings, but I have read about sensing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Kato's any. I'm not sold that he's a thinker. I think Kato could be a feeler. And I'm asking this as a serious question, but does F.I. Polar write poetry?
Why not?
I haven't seen.
Are you asking me a question? I'm not really paying that much attention to the computer.
No, I was asking because Liz is saying that she thinks Koto's ESTP, and I was saying I think he might be a feeler.
No, he's not a feeler. He's an improviser.
Not a feeler, just that. Oh Jesus!
He's young. He's in the military, and yeah.
Yeah, but that link I posted, it's an hour of improvisation.
An hour.
Role play with famous.
He's got more NE than me and combined.
I never saw this before.
The roleplay video.
Yeah.
It was more fun being there than actually watching the video.
I just like how he like puts on like a jacket and stuff. It's just like I don't know if you think that. Dude, Liz's SI probably makes it so she barely remembers to feed herself. She'll go on a hike with you, bruh. You feed her a burrito afterwards. You don't like eating? What the fuck is wrong with you? If I eat enough, I feel like things might actually be okay. You don't like things going in or out of your body? What the fuck? What the fuck? You're like Neptune, except with him it's shitting. He just pretends he doesn't have a butthole. Well, fucking after what you said with the food stuff, I'm probably a better match for Zach. I'll fucking go hiking, let him buy me a burrito. So Liz has eaten before, and she's saying that she doesn't like to eat. Inconsistencies.
Good one, Zach. Take her out and buy her a big piece of meat.
Jesus. Just do what other Australians do. Just fucking knock her unconscious, keep her drugged, and then when she wakes up at your place, just only let her outside on a leash so she can graze on the wild Australian grasses.
I just I was talking to this guy on Snapchat and I told him that I was anxious and he's like, "Okay, I'll tell you a story." And this is a story he told me. He said, "All right, so once there was this cat called Fred. Now Fred wasn't quite like all the other cats. In fact, Fred was one that you might call special. He was so special that one day this friendly, feisty feline decided he would take a walk on water. That didn't go so well for our special friendly friend, Fred. You see, this was the type of water that made cats racist. Fred actually became so racist that he died. The end."
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's an ESTP.
He tried.
He did try.
That was my attempt to try to get Susanna to talk to me more about TI related shit.
Yeah, but do you want it? Do you accept it? Is it good enough for you?
I mean, yes, I like it. I do like to haggle on things. I do like to see if, I just like to ask certain questions because
Yeah, but ask me questions then.
Okay. Well, shit. I have to go into NE mode. Yeah, I'm sorry. You have to give me a second.
Okay.
I do better as things are moving along. I do better in motion. Wow, this is this is really fucking strange. Like all of a sudden, I feel like in the present moment, rather than like ready to come up with ideas. Like when I try to tell my brain, "All right,"
Be smart.
and then just like vector possibilities. My brain's like, "Okay," and then it looks in the like physical fucking environment. I'm like, wrong place, body, wrong place.
Especially since there's nothing here.
Yeah, it's the same depressing room I'm always in.
You can look at the cardboard for inspiration.
Oh, cardboard, give me inspiration. Yeah. I mean, you don't see like FITE for me valuing, right? You see FETI?
Eh.
FETI. Is that like a kinda
Well, ENFJ SETI.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as far as the judgment functions, like you either have FETI or FITE. And I don't think I'm FITE, but I like to get other people's opinions because sometimes people see things that I don't.
Oh, look, Eric appears.
I'll ask him similar questions, but probably his first and foremost argument will be, dude, you're an INFJ, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that TE's probably conscious for me. Which would make sense for INFJ, would also make sense for ISFJ. I definitely see a stronger possibility of me being an INFJ or an ENFJ more than I see the possibility that I'm an ISFJ or a fucking ESFJ. Polar TE, yeah, would be conscious for IXFJ. At least according to Socionics Model A. I'm not sure if you want to buy into it or not, but it seems like a fairly conscious process for me. I'm like, how will I do this? How will I do that? Will I do this in this order, or will I do that in that order?
Yeah,
And
I haven't spent.
Oh, there's kind of an echo. Oh, hi, Eric. Echo. Ricola. Yeah, they're necessary. Oh, Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that it looks fancy. So must be the censor's house.
That animal on the wall.
Yeah,
Did you wake up, Eric?
Well, I'm surprised I slept at all, but I did. I got the speed. I took a bunch of it and went right to bed.
Was that
No
a
good.
plan?
No bueno.
I just was. It was too much sensory stuff yesterday. It overwhelmed the Steven speed. I had to drive in traffic for too long. All I did yesterday was sensory stuff. I like did errands and put up shit here, like handyman stuff. But then that drive, oh, it was awful. All that traffic. I got back here, I felt physically ill. Why? Because I was kept away from the land of intuition for far too long. I was compelled to stay in the land of sensing where fucking frustration and car sickness live. And it was awful. I got back here, I just had to go to sleep. And I just taken like 55 milligrams. But I just slept because it's just, I can't sense any more shit, dude. No more fucking sensing. I'm done.
Well,
Well,
now you
if
have
you're-
your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in need of some intuiting, I got redundant questions.
That's fantastic. It's my favorite kind.
I have the same redundant questions I've been asking for the past 10 months. I'm just on my most recent iteration of it should be a game show at this point. Is host Ken really an INFJ? Join our panel where Ken asks the same question for the 10th time.
Well, this time I know the answer finally, Ken.
Oh, Jesus. Wait for it. I've predicted it, Susanna. Wait for it.
You are an INFJ. Yes.
What did I tell you?
It's what you deserve at this
Yeah.
point.
Well, it's more like I'll get questions in my head and I'm like, oh, that's a new question from a perspective I haven't asked before. And then I'll realize I don't know how to argue against this question yet. So then I come on here and I'm like, please help me develop an argument for inside of my head so that when my brain accuses me of things, I have the argumentation in place.
Can't you just be a happy unicorn or whatever?
No, because then I'll be a fucking, like, imagine wanting to see yourself for how you are, but you can't because you're looking through Jell-O. That's why I went TI. So that I can look as I am and not be trying to look at myself through Jell-O. Because it's my and I can't tell what's going on. And there's only one shade of color.
Look, Ken, here's the thing to note. You are not an FE Dom. I feel like I've got a lot more clarity about the difference between FE first slot and FE second slot now. You're not an FE Dom.
Please unload your NETI onto me. I need it. All of it.
Okay, well, I'll tell you why. Because you care mostly about Ken, that's why. Basically. But
it's such a short argument, but it makes so much sense coming out of your mouth.
And you're not an extroverted judger.
Yeah, well, there's that too. But
I feel,
this is the point, though, is that I've seen the ISFJ, the contrast with the ESFJ, and I'll tell you, it makes a huge difference as to whether it goes like this. Either it's their nature to help you, and they use either organization or something else or whatever to do that. Or it's your nature to, in your case, know epistemologically, and you keep working that epistemology through FE. That makes a lot more sense to me for you than you fundamentally wanting to manage perceptions and then using something else. So you're not an ENFJ, but you're not an ISFJ either. You're obviously intuitive. So that leaves you with a second slot FE intuitive person options. And that boils down to INFJ, basically.
Thank you.
Wasn't that almost exactly the same thing I said to you?
But it's Eric.
I'm an expert, Susie. You're just a scrub, okay?
Yeah,
I've been doing this a long time.
I'm a scrub who doesn't know socionics, and therefore I'm not good enough.
Susie, it's not about socionics. It's about time, okay? I've been doing this for like 2 years now, so I'm an expert. And you've only been doing it for a few months, so you're a beginner, okay? That means everyone has to listen to me, and everyone has to not listen to you.
You haven't been certified by Quadrebel.com. Listen, when somebody is TE Polar, they greatly value already confirmed sources of information. In this case, it's helpful because Eric is a great source on MBTI and socionics related information. On the other hand,
Quadrebel certified.
yes. On the other hand, I do understand it could be bad because a lot of TE Polar people are like, serious though, not only did the Holocaust not happen, lizard people are a thing. Because I've read it from these 3 sources of information, and every other source of information tells me that these 3 sources are wrong, but I know these 3 sources are right, and all the other ones must be wrong. So it's like I do understand there's that downside to it, but confirmation bias is what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's okay, Ken.
Confirmation bias. Yes.
That's part of the reason why I come on here and
You
do
already
this.
said that
Because
several people has told you the same thing.
right, but it doesn't. If I feel like
Listen, Susie. A lot of people told me if I shaved up all of my pubes, it would be irritating. But you just don't know it until you try. Yeah, it's super irritating. Same thing as Ken. He's like a guy who shaved off all his pubes and realizes, oh my God, that's so itchy. It's a good metaphor.
no, it's actually pretty on point.
I'll go smoke a cigarette while you guys think about that for a while. I'll leave you here with practice finger.
Jesus.
Giving us a practice figure.
Hi guys, I'm practice finger. I'm so pleased to meet you.
The only thing you need to answer for me is did your woman have anything to do with that?
There's a video about it, Ken. Maybe you should watch the video.
Jesus, you know how many videos this channel uploads?
But this video is really, really special, though. Okay, this one's different than most of them. This one's about practice finger. So, if you love practice finger, and I know you do, I know you want one.
I really
And,
I fucking hate that specific kind of plastic.
no, you want practice finger. You're jealousy. You can try to shroud your jealousy in whatever you want, Ken. It's not going to fool anybody, okay? We know what you really love in life. And what you really love in life is practice.
Hi friends, Hotel Care with Billy Idol, and we're dancing with ourselves. We're also meeting some of the friends on Sport Hands today. May I introduce you to Practice Hands? Practice Hand is, well, she and Sport Hands have been off and on again for a while now. Practice Hand is something special, I tell you, but Kimberly said Practice Hand was too expensive at $10. So I went ahead and got Practice Finger. Yes, Practice Finger exists. It's awesome. I got you one. It's only $3. It's less than $3. $2.29. That's a good deal for Practice Finger. Now, Look, Practice Hand and Practice Finger are not the only new friends we meet here at the beauty supply store, and neither is Billy Idol. So let's keep going over here and looking. What do we have? That's right. We got Practice Heads. Now, note, Practice Head comes in regular and ethnic. Look here. Ethnic is the same. Normally, ethnics, no, they're all the same price. Okay, well, that's fair. At least white lady's not more expensive or something. The hair feels the same to me. I guess it's a little ethnic-y. You and your ethnic hair, Miss Chelsea. Miss Chelsea's ethnic. Miss Sophia's not. She's regular. Those are your two choices: regular and ethnic. Oh, look at these ones. Alien Practice Heads.
Yeah, I nearly shit my
Anyway,
pants out.
it's
Pretty
fun.
funny.
You understand, Ken, now? Now you understand the boy Practice Finger. What I didn't realize until just now. I thought it was cool, but it peels off and you can stick it onto something. Now I'm planning on sticking this onto the tip of my dick. That way I've got a regular dick with a little hooked part at the end.
Or you can use it like as a doorknob or something.
This is a great doorknob. That's brilliant.
I
Look at
would-
this. It's
Or hang
perfect.
shit on it.
That
like
that would be great to
for
use for a
towels and
room.
stuff.
That'd be great to use for a room that you never wanted me to enter, because I would never touch that fucking doorknob.
Ken, this is a good way to tickle your prostate too. Just stick that right. It's
Dude, even when I was, even when I was,
Ken, it's just practice. It's a practice
Too much
finger.
information.
even when I was little, like people would try to offer me toys, like at the drive-through. Like I'd be getting a Happy Meal or something, and it's like they'd be like, "It comes with a toy." I'm like, "Keep it." They're like, "But it comes out." I'm like, "Save it. Give someone else too." Like even when I was 8, I did not fucking like that kind of plastic. I don't know what it is, but it's like, huh.
Look at this finger's weird fingernail. It's
I know.
It's for
like-
making a nail on.
it's like cancer nail.
It doesn't have a nail.
Oh, you have to put a nail. It's just flesh? Just nailless flesh?
You sculpt a nail on it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were supposed to paint this part. I was like, this doesn't even look like anybody's nail.
It sounds like the name of a Norwegian black metal band. This nail is flesh.
I think Practice Finger is a good band name, actually.
That's pretty fucking good, actually.
I am going to go smoke a cigarette now.
So what about your comment? You said because I'm INTP. Was there reasoning behind that, or was that just general mything?
No, when you come with information, you will botch the delivery every time.
What do you mean?
Like, INTPs can know shit, but in general, people doesn't listen to them. Make
Actually-
sense?
I mean, no, because I'm not going to listen to you. No, Susanna, come on. There's no need for that. We're all good
Not
here.
anymore.
Okay, fine. Fucking be that way.
I'm gonna fucking be that way.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get information. I'm just trying to expand my knowledge. I don't want to upset you. I'm sorry. I don't.
I'm not SE enough to scare you. Or maybe that's not what scares you. What scared you? I don't like SE. You don't like
It was
E?
something. No, it was like
Does INFJs bother you?
INFJs.
INTJs.
INTJs. Kinda. They can. No, it was more like
E
I feel like
ESTJs.
I feel like I'm kind of sensitive in the TI areas. It's like I want to develop what I'm talking about, or like if I bring something up, it's like an idea that I want to try to cultivate, and I mean that. Like it's more like something I want to cultivate. If like it's strange. Like I'll get attached in some ways, and
But is it like refining and presenting your thing you want TI for?
yeah, it's I almost kind of view my relationship with TI as like a jealousy sort of thing. Like I want to be better at it, and I don't like coming across as being bad at it. It's like different than like if I'm asking a question and I'm like, okay, like I'd like to be better at this, or like if I'm asking a question, it's like it's a bit different when like I make a statement and then somebody's like, you're like, they'll tell me that I'm wrong. I guess as far as the fear goes, though, it's like it's more like if I'll have a fear that somebody's going to tell me that I'm wrong, and then they'll leave it at that. Like it's like a feeling of being bereft in a way. It's like I don't like being left on a cliffhanger or like left alone and not knowing.
Yeah, it
Like-
leaves your intuition to its own thing.
Yeah, like like if I feel like I know something, I want to try to develop that idea or replace it with another idea. But if I can't close that gap and somebody comes by and tells me, no, that idea is wrong, but then I can't follow them to their next point or like what they think is the right thing, then I'm just like off in space feeling the void of eternity closing in on me. And I don't like it.
Okay, so it's kind of rude.
I mean, perhaps you could say rude, but I don't impose that on other people because I don't think they need to take care of me in that way. It's not up to them, but it's just more like a general fear thing. Which is actually why I go to INTPs more to try to explain this stuff. Like I'll try to talk to Cass about this stuff more than I'll try to ask Patrick. Because it seems like Patrick sometimes, you know, the ISTP, he'll be like, nah, dude, you're this, you're that. Or like he'll say something, but then he won't explain. Obviously, like he won't go into depth about the intuitive side of things. So it's like if I can't follow his reasoning, then
Yeah,
I'll just feel
he's
like
not-
he just sort of left me hanging there.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't see exactly what you're after.
That's shit. I barely see what I'm after, and I'm the one saying it.
Yeah, and you're intuitive and he isn't.
Yep.
So that makes sense that there could be like a minor clash.
Although it was funny earlier, Liz had made that comment about consistency and stuff like that, and that was something I sort of resonated with. Maybe not in the context that she was implying it, but it was like somebody. It seems like beta NFs, like the NFJs, they're like the sort of certainty that the STPs can have, because it's like they'll keep saying the same, like that they'll have a similar position on something throughout time. It's like the NFJs would be like, well, what about this? Or what about that? Or what about, and they're like, no, it's not that. And then a week later, no, it's still not that. 3 weeks later, no, checking again. Yeah, no, pretty sure it's not that fucking thing.
I see.
Yeah.
And if the AI also has IST brother and he does the same thing. However, we're both TI doms. And I'm older than him.
She's like, he's not the master race, but at least he's not that much of a pleb. I mean, how could it be? How could a TI dom be a pleb?
They can be ISTP. I'm just kidding. He is smart. You just have a different communication style.
I don't know about ISTPs so much, but I was saying the other day that I feel like ESTPs are like
Cancer.
nah, not quite. I was gonna say warriors that have been locked in battle. Just every day they raise from the dead, they go to battle, but they don't know why the fuck they're doing it. They just
So it
every
just
day.
fires randomly.
They just swinging swords at each other, and if somebody asks, "Why are we doing this?" they'll be like, "Well, I like hitting them with my axe. Feels good," and then they just go back to hitting them with the axe. I mean, as far as life philosophies go, if you talk to ESTPs, that's pretty much what you're going to get. It's like, well, just do what makes you happy or do what's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Which, in a lot of ways, is the ENTP life approach, but the ENTPs would probably explain it in a bit more detail.
Most retarded.
Are you using retarded as an interchangeable word for censor? Susanna.
Only ESTPs.
Okay.
Yeah. Do what makes you sad. Do what feels bad. That's my motto.
You're in a weird mood today.
Me or Ken?
Yeah. You.
Well, I just woke up. It's like 1 a.m. and I woke up for the day, you know? It's... I went to bed, like, I'm not even sure what time, like 10 o'clock or something. So,
Yeah, I thought you would show up to talk to me and Taylor at some point.
you know, by the time I finished all my... No, I did. I showed up at 6:30, like I said, but he wasn't, remember? But he wasn't available at the time. And then I said I'm going to bed. I'm going to go lie down because I'm being fussy.
He showed up like right after.
Oh, well, I was there on time. I was actually there 15 minutes late, but I was there for a while. And then after I woke up from my little nap in my house, I went and got the pharmacy drugs and came over here. And then it was just, even though I'd just taken 55 milligrams, after she fed me and told me to take a shower because I was being very like, oh, I feel awful. And then she told me to go lie down. And the next thing I knew, I was asleep.
Yeah, you probably needed it. So.
Yeah. But here's an example of the difference between FE Dom and FE second slot is I've been talking with her for a while now about I need to get this task completed where she needed to change my return flight and make sure the other flight's canceled properly because it didn't look like it had gone through the cancellation or something. And it took a couple days before, and then like last night, she was like, she'd had a long day too, and she didn't want to deal with it. But I said, look, you got to do that shit, dude. That's your job. I need you to take that off my hands entirely. Don't make me walk you through this process. Figure it the fuck out and handle it. And she did, but you know, it's like I would never have had to be a leader in that capacity at all with Candace. And that's the difference. She uses FE through a framework of SI to make other people happy. But at the end of the day, she's a perfectly sensible person like me, and she ultimately is selfish as hell, you know? It's like that I get and I appreciate that. It puts a check on my taking advantage of shit.
That's good.
So how do you feel about winning the duel game? How's that going?
Pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good about it, frankly. I had resigned. I mean, I was fully resigned to not having my duel and being with an ESFJ. But the longer I'm with her, the more obvious it is. She's not an E. She's just not an extrovert. I don't know. Well, if she displayed like one at first so much, you know?
Yeah, but that's normal.
Yeah, I guess so. See, extroverts can't really... Introverts confuse extroverts. At least they confuse me. I don't get the whole idea of being an introvert, first of all. It's like, why is it that you and I are battling to talk with each other all the time? It's like, how can these people be not throwing rocks at me? I'm talking like 80% of the time, and they're talking like 20% of the time.
It's difficult to throw rocks through the internet.
That's true.
And we're smart enough to not try.
See, I'd try first before I give up on the idea entirely.
It's like an energy thing. I have plenty of energy to ramble on my own, but once my rambling gets contested, I'm very limited. Fuck you.
Can fix my nail.
I'm closing my eyes right now because I don't want to see it.
It's kind of gross, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I've been fucking saying, Eric. Your SI's finally catching. I
You're so sensitive, Ken.
don't want to be here. I want to be here, but I don't want to be here right now. Why can't we go back?
It's brand new out of the package. It's fine. These things are good for human consumption, I believe. I mean, it's just, of all the things I've ever seen in life, this has to be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. It's so not profane, and it is so profane at the same time. That's what I like about it. And you just scratch yourself, too.
It's plastic formed sin.
It's thin, molded in plastic. See, this is part of what I anticipated being a bit of an issue, which is, now it's not Sleepy Week anymore, and I'm up and it's 1:30 in the morning. I'm constrained by what I can do around here. So it's like I have my guitar here, but I can't really play the guitar. I would at home, but I can't really do that now here. I can't smoke weed in the house, so I have to go outside to smoke. More cigarettes for that matter. Yeah. It kind of makes me want to go home for a little while. But, you know what, it's a lot more comfortable over here, is one thing. Well, my house is getting there. We put a real handle on it. Or
This is
Kimberly
making
got-
you fix it.
she's making me fix it, right? Yeah, she's making it. And I need it to be fixed because life's much more efficient if we have two houses that we can flop at, you know? There's I guess an issue, you might say, or I don't know what you'd call it, but neither of us particularly feel comfortable with intimacy when her son's here, Colin. Because his room's like right next door to her room, you know?
I know, with you screaming like a banshee.
Well, apparently I make unusually loud noises when I ejaculate.
That's right, Kimberly. Pet my practice finger.
She refers to it as exercising the demons because I make oddly loud demonic noises.
I mean, you do that when you win a debate, so why wouldn't you do that when you're ejaculating? It's like the same thing for you.
Well, there's plenty of video evidence of your demons.
Well, you know, in its ideal incarnation, it kind of sounds like like that. So, you know,
Her son probably just woke up in a cold sweat.
So that's a big reason why I want to have the house ready, because it's like he's gone sometimes during the day for school and stuff, but that might be a block. I mean, he has a job too, and so that might be a block of 5 or 6 hours, which is fine. But there's times when you'd like to, have a little more options in the evening time or at night, and it's not really possible here because, like I said, it's rooms right next door. So, yeah, it's a little uncomfortable.
Or you can
And I
send
don't.
them over to your house for the weekend.
Hey, go live. You look like a guy who loves the smell of cat shit.
Yeah, I thought you said you had fixed that.
I fixed it in my room. The other
Oh,
room,
God, Eric.
Okay, well, there were 2 rooms that were full of cat shit. There was Delilah's room that was really full of cat shit at one point. Then there was my room, which got cat shit in it once they had kittens.
Well,
Now,
do you feel smart now for refusing to have the litter box?
no, I don't feel smart. Thank you, Susie. I
I'm
have a litter
sorry.
box now.
I just can't
Kimberly
believe
got me a.
that happened.
Well, because this is the thing. I didn't understand that, first of all, an actual litter box is way better than a aluminum pan full of kitty litter.
Can you see? This is what I was referring to. I say shit and people don't listen.
Well,
That's your burden. It's your personal
My
cross that you
burden
have to
in
bear.
life. I say shit and people don't listen.
that's because you're not standing there saying, "Come on, let's go to Kmart. We'll buy the kitty litter together, and we'll buy the thing together," and then I'll go, "Okay, fine." That's why I need for shit like that, physical world stuff like buying a cat box or whatever. I need someone to encourage me. It's okay. It won't take long. It'll be fun. We'll go to Kmart.
I know.
Okay, that does sound kind of fun. All right, let's go. I need that.
Yeah, it's like the first when we bought our first apartment. There were 2 factors. 1, it was sunshine that day. 2, I got his friend to come with us.
So you had a playmate. See, that makes sense. I like to have a playmate with me sometimes too. When I was a kid, my parents always would, when we travel on vacations, they'd let me invite one of my friends to go with me because I guess they didn't want to take care of me or something. I don't know. But I always got to have a friend come along with me. Kimberly's a good friend, though, too. I enjoy hanging out with her, so it's fine. But it would be cool to have another playmate along, too. That'd be cool if, like, I could bring Taylor when we went places. Kimberly would be so sick of us after, like, 15 minutes.
Yeah, but you could bring Katie too, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. I could bring Katie, too, and then they could stand off to the side and shake their heads and, and like scold us or something. I don't know.
Imagine that for Kimberly, there'd be much more subtle scolding, whereas Katie would actively like throw shit at you.
Possibly.
Yes. It would be a relief for Kimberly too.
Yeah, she'd have somebody else to commiserate with a bit. But I was happy to watch her watching the goose hunting video. She was her watching that video made her so obviously happy. It was this thing is like with Candace, she's really good at FE. So I never really knew if she was actually happy or not, because she could sell shit really well. But Kimberly, I can tell if she's actually happy. If she's not actually happy, she doesn't display very happy. And what she'll try to do if she's not happy is not display not happy. But I can read that in a freaking split second. And that's a way, way, way more effective way of controlling me than just saying things like, you are doing something wrong, Eric. It's like that.